morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Friday morning Battle of the Girl Band Sprints. Also, happy Black History Month. Hope everybody's doing well, and just slept well because that's always a plus, right? Let's see. Hey, Nicole, how are you doing, Miss Lady? You are up early filming a video doing my first sprint and then reading. Ooh, that's good. That's good. Okay. I need to do something too. I'm going to work out on my first sprint. Um, let's see. What are you going to be reading, by the way? Hey, Amal. Hello then, Courtney. Well, hello to you too. And I'm sorry if y'all hear a dog in the background because my dog is very active this morning. Okay. Um, Sorry, I just pulled up IG. Somebody is reading a book called Get in My Swamp, an ogre love story. That is so funny. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, I gotta like that. That's pretty interesting. That is hilarious. Hold up. Does it say it's been banned? Picked up. Hold up. Amazon banned it. Wow. Okay. Why would they ban it? That's interesting. Okay. Well, there is something for everybody. Ogre Love Story has been banned, y'all. Um, let's see. Amal reading The Engagement Party by Darby Kane and listening to Lie to Me by Molly McAdams, Chapter 9. Napping because got to work early. Oh, okay. I completely understand that. Nobody wants to get up early. I don't either. That's the reason why I have not worked out because I did not get up the time I was supposed to. I wanted to get done my workout before we got onto this sprints, and that definitely did not happen. So that's okay. I'm going to rectify that by working out on the first sprint. So, y'all, I need to get it together. Hey, Nicole, I'll be alternating between Nat Turner, Black Hawk Down, and Armadale. You got some serious reads up in the mix. Okay. I thought you had been done with the Nat Turner. How many books? How long is that book? I know you were going to do some research and a project around that. Just realized your screen is flipped. Oh, yes, you could do that. And then, hold on, there's another thing. I could also, let me see if I can do, I can do it this way too. Either, hold up, I don't know if you can see that. There you go. So you can do it that way. Yeah, there's different options. I don't know which I like. My stuff is on this side of me. So I prefer it being on that side, but I don't know if it matters. The options. I like to play around with all these different things. Nat Turner is 400 pages. Oh, okay, not too long. But since I'm annotating the research and it's going long, that's definitely makes sense. That makes sense. And it's also fun doing that. It's nice to sometimes take time, and do the slow roll with it. So, now the words aren't backwards. They're backwards? Hmm. Oh, you're talking about on the books, right? Hold up. No, that's not true. Is that what that looks like? Hold up. I never noticed that. I didn't know. Let me play around. Now you got me curious, lady. Okay, got the other way around. I didn't realize that. Oh, okay. Let me see. If I do this, Delicious Monsters, I'm just playing around with the thing. Oh, that makes sense. I never paid attention to that. Okay. Well, I did not know that is what y'all were seeing. My words are backwards. So when I'm holding up these books, I know now since I did the mirroring, you see it. Oh, okay. I learned something new. Did not know that. Didn't know that at all. I just was looking at the background of, okay, this is on this side, but I think I'm gonna keep it this way because I definitely like the words to show so people can see it. Well, thank you very much. See, thank you very much. I know, isn't it awesome, right? Are you available? Let me know. I can send you a link, by the way. La, la, la. You guys hope all is well as well. Yes. I keep getting people's names confused. I know Kiwi is Jessica. You're Laura, right? I think you're Laura. There was a Crystal, but I think that was mom. I only just noticed yesterday. Oh, okay. I get you. Laura, yes. Okay. But see, in my head, I'm right. Okay. Hopefully I get it right. I'm trying to get people's names right. Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Okay. Well, hello, Laura. How are you doing this morning? Let's see. I'm sure send me a link. Awesome. Okay, cool. Okay, y'all. Let me go ahead. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. So we're going to go here till about noon today, y'all. And then we'll be out because I got some projects to do. But hold on one second. What's today, y'all? Today is the 16th, right? Days are all blending together, y'all. It's what happens when you got other things going on in your brain here. Hold up a second, y'all. Bear with me. Oh my gosh. Everything's crashing on here. Give me a minute, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find something. Why am I not finding this? Oh, there we go. I'm finding something. But hopefully I did that right. Sorry about that. Okay. Excuse me. Hello, Laura. Oh, hold up. Now this is Crystal, right? Let me know. Hello, Nicole and Laura and Donna. Who is Crystal? Oh my gosh. Okay, Donna. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, this is embarrassing. Okay, so who is Crystal that we know? Okay, so hold on. Maybe mom is. Hold up. Hold up. Sorry, I'm looking back in the chat. I'm trying to unconfuse myself. Okay, so mom, are you Donna? Okay, so mom is Donna. Laura is Book Hermit. Jessica is, I just had it in my head, Kiwi. We need to figure out who's Crystal. But here we go. We got Nicole. Oh, that's not right. Hey, Nicole. Hello, pretty lady.
Hi, Courtney.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm trying to get people's names right.
Oh, I know. I'm horrible with
I
names.
am too. I'm trying to be better though. You know, it's love to get new people in your DMs and all that stuff. If you want to call the chats that. But I feel like I'm off. I think I get it, and then I don't. The more you come, the more I get your name. But I'm trying to figure out who's Crystal. Who's Crystal? We run in the same circles. I don't know who's Crystal is.
I don't know.
Because Hermit is Laura. Mom
Hermit's
is
Laura. Mom's is Donna. I don't know. I don't know if I know Crystal, or if I do, I don't know what their other name is.
Yeah, I thought it was this Kiwi. But
no,
then,
that's Jessica.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. How are you doing this morning?
Come on.
I love the hair, by the way.
Thanks.
How many
I'm
sessions did
loving
it
it.
take?
Yeah. I always love what you do with your hair too. You always have like cute things in it. I remember you talking about how you never got to do that as a kid.
I love hair jewelry. It's fun because that way you don't have to. I'm not a big fan of jewelry, so it's nice to have hair stuff and you can take it in and out, although this
Mm,
is a mess right about now, but I'm gonna get it together. Don't look at this.
looks good.
It's a
Looks
monster.
good.
It's a monster.
No, you know what I always wanted? When I was a little girl, I always wanted the braids with the beads at the end.
Oh yeah.
You know how they used to be a thing? That was like, so don't be surprised if one day I show up in a video and I've got beads in hair.
As long as you're not Rick James, you're good. Although that might be a fun video, y'all. You got nice thick hair. That is awesome. I love it. Love it. Love it. Okay,
Yeah.
y'all. Let's see. Well, y'all all know Nicole, or do you want to introduce yourself?
Well, I can introduce myself. I'm Nicole, and I have a channel that I just started in, I guess, the end of October called Noteworthy Fiction. So,
Girl, you've done very well. I only discovered you in the last, 2 months, I think. And so for me, like discovered, I think plenty of people have discovered your lovely self. But I'm like, I thought you have been around a minute. You're like, what, 800 something, I think?
yeah.
That's amazing. It took me, I'm less than you, and it's taken me, I've been on BookTube over 2 years.
Yeah. No, my goal was 500 subscribers by the end of this year.
Girl, what happened? What'd you do? Let me know so I can get on the program.
Honestly, I had one video that had like 4,000 views. And I have no idea why, but it was the end of the year. I just posted my best books of 2023. And for some reason,
that
I
algorithm
guess I posted it on the right day. I don't know. But everyone apparently saw that video. And I mean, in 1 week, I jumped 200 subscribers.
Wow. That's amazing. Kudos to you. I ain't mad at it.
Yeah,
Man, it
no,
took me a
I wish
minute.
it was something that I understood so I could share with other people how to repeat, but no clue.
You hit that algorithm, girl. Keep at it. Keep at it. Be part of it. Okay. I think I was on 6 months before I hit 100. Like it was a struggle bus. Like I would get subscribers and I would lose subscribers. Like I still, it leveled off for a bit, but it seems like it's kind of doing that waxing and waning for a while. Like recently I've been noticing gain 2 or gain 3, lose 2. And that's what I did for probably the better part of 8-9 months with my channel. And then I think I hit, I'll tell you, but I want to say something. I don't want to say it, but no. But I started getting into like I found different circles, and when I found other circles, my channel kind of stayed stable. Like it's still been very slow, but it was stable. And when I got subscribers, I kept subscribers. But I feel like lately, in like the last month, it's been doing that. I gain 3, lose 2 type thing, or gain 3 and lose all 3. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's the nature of it, but that's kind of how I feel like my channel's been. And it's not all about the numbers, but it's kind of still gives you an indicator of kind of how your channel does. But, I make content for me and help today. I try new things and see what happens, and it either works or it doesn't. But
yeah, I wish I had some secret to my success, but I have zero clue how that worked out. The only thing that I did was I had seen someone recommend that you post at the same time each week, whatever day or however many times, and that you post within at least the same hour on each day. And other than that, I've just posted content I wanted to post. So, but yeah, I think that one video just happened to hit whatever the algorithm wanted it to be on that specific day. And for whatever reason, people watched it. And then I think it's like a self-licking ice cream, I think, where it's like the more the algorithm likes you, the more people see your videos, and the more people who see your
Yeah.
videos, the more people who like it, and the higher the algorithm goes.
Yep.
And after a while, you're not doing anything and it makes no sense.
It does. It does. And the bigger your channel is, the more people go to it as well, and the more subscribers. So the lower you are, the more of a struggle it is. But I do think it's a little bit harder for some people than others. So if the algorithm has to pick you up, people gotta like, it is what it is. You know,
Yeah.
you can be up 1 minute, down the next, you know. And then like I tend to post certain content like more, I don't know. Some people resonate, like BookTube is a different space. Some people resonate more with content than others. And I find some videos that I want to create, I maybe kind of turns people off. And I find I lose subscribership certain times. So it is what it is. You know, I feel like if people don't like what I put out, or then that, hey, you know, it's not really, maybe it's not meant for you. So don't worry about it.
Yeah,
So
basically. Yeah.
yeah. All right, let's get back to these chats, y'all. That is okay. I totally get that. To be honest, I wrote everyone's names down. You know what? I used to do that. I have a little sheet I'm looking at right now that when I first started sprinting, I did that. Like for every sprint I did, I would write down people's channel name and then their real name. And sometimes I would actually even write little details down about them, especially, you know, if people came more regularly. But I got away from that. I used to actually even write down the books that they had. Not just put things on my phone if it interests me.
Yeah.
Let's see. And you got me right. There we go. There we go.
Mm.
Turbulent names. The harder I try, the worse I am. Well, you know how they say you should continue to write, say people's name. Like, hi, Nicole, how you doing? Oh, Nicole, that's a pretty dress. Nicole,
Yep.
your hair is cool. Nicole, you know, like every time, and then it creates a habit.
Yeah.
Do I do that? No.
Well, I think it's harder too because it works better when you're seeing the other person's face.
Yeah.
You know,
That's true.
but especially when you're hosting a sprint because we're looking at the screen, like that face is so tiny.
I think it helps when, and I don't even know how you do it. That, you know how behind some people's name they have like their what is that, the brackets, parentheses, and then they put their name. That helps too, but we'll figure it out. That's why you have channel names. I don't mind people calling me Tangible. Let's see. I actually work with people like for a year and I still don't know their names, but that's laziness. Some people at work I just don't really care to get that involved with. And so I don't go out of my way to know their name, which is totally rude. Totally get it. But I'm making an effort because I recognize that I do that.
Yeah.
I'm learning. Hello. I believe this is K, right? I could be wrong. How you doing? Nicole and Courtney. Hello, Jessica. 3 a.m. I have a buggy alarm at the moment. Man, well, I commend you. Thank you for being up at 3 a.m. with us. It is always awesome. Beautiful. Well, thank you. Thank you. You are so nice looking at this mess here. I think Nicole looks very refreshed though with her new hair.
It's the lighting.
I need to turn mine down. Actually, I probably need to turn one on. That's a little better. I don't know, whatever. I struggle with lighting in this room, especially at night.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that is amazing. Congrats. I know, isn't that crazy? I've been on BookTube for 7 years, maybe 8, and now I'm close to 500. Yeah, sometimes you just hit, you know? And I feel like with mine, it was a struggle. Like I have been very active in BookTube. Like I'm talking about 2 years of activity, not just posted a video and didn't reach out and didn't communicate. Like I've been watching videos. Some days I will like binge. Like I remember one day I woke up early. It was like 5 a.m. and I didn't have to get up and I had insomnia. I binged BookTube for 4 hours. I lost subscribers. That was kind of my wake-up call of, you know what, how much time and effort I'm going to put into BookTube, because like I try to show support. So I don't stretch myself as thin as much as I used to because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I go through things in my head with BookTube where I put it in perspective a little bit. I enjoy the space, but I also know there's a limitation, you know. But I try to show support as much as I can. I'm just not around as much as I used to be, though. But it'll get there. It'll get there. Just enjoy your books. That's my main goal. What I tell people: numbers, no numbers, readathons, no readathons.
Just enjoy yourself.
Exactly. It's just like those reading 20 books a month.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Yeah,
I have done it, but it depends on, sometimes more than others, but I don't commit as much as I used to because I used to go hard in them streets.
Yeah,
yeah, it can be challenging. Let's see. Jessica says, I'm wide awake, a bit annoyed at the constant fake alarms. Huh? Fake alarms. We had a fire department come and everything. Oh, I thought she was talking about her phone. Like, how you have an alarm that chirps around?
I thought it was like actual bugs that just woke you up. Like, we're
all over the place.
What is actually happening?
Wow. Okay. So alarms are okay. Did they make you leave your building? Now that would be crazy, right? You had to actually get up and go outside.
Yeah. At least it's summer there.
That sucks. Oh man. Well, I hope they get that fixed because that is not cool at all. Nicole, you're doing amazing. I started on All Hallows Eve and currently have 36 subs. Love all of them. I love everything I get. I am not complaining about anybody I get, and I hope they stay. If not, it's the nature of the game. I know for a while YouTube was kind of clearing off like some old subscribers. Like I think if you hadn't had an account in like 2 years, like you haven't used it, they were getting rid of them for a while. Yeah, that was like the end of last year. I heard they were doing.
Interesting.
Yeah. So sometimes you may have like if you had some at the end of last year, some decrease because of that. But this, what I'm talking about with my channel, definitely has nothing to do with that. It has unsub stuff. But there's bots around and stuff too. That's why if I have a jump in subscribership, I don't really let it phase me because I normally lose half. And that has been very consistent. I'll post a video, get some subs, and then it'll cut off. Like they'll start dripping off after a while. That recently happened. Could be bots. You never know. A friend at school always had the most beautiful braids with the beads. She tried to do my hair, and because my hair is different texture, it just didn't work. I was so upset. Oh, there's ways to make it work though. You got to look at them tricks. YouTube is thebomb.com.
Rubber bands at the end.
Yep, I agree. You got to create a little texture sometimes too, but there's always a way. And if you want dreads, there's we call them white girl dreads. It's a different way to put them in, but they're still dreads, and they look cool. Go for what you know if you like it. Okay, don't let that stop you if that's what you want. Just don't hit anybody with them beads. You ever had that when you were younger? People hit you with the beads, like, oh. Your hair is pretty, but dang.
It's a weapon.
That's why, like when you're younger, did your mom have like the big, we used like a big cookie can. Them old cookies came in the can and you ate all the cookies, you keep the tin. And it was full of barrettes because you're always losing the barrettes and beads on the playground. You leave with a head full and they're all over the place. It's crazy. Kay says, when I started BookTube, there was hardly any Black BookTubers. It wasn't even pushing our videos out. Now it's great to see so many Black BookTubers coming up and getting the views. It is nice. And I think it waxes and wanes. One thing that I noticed when I first came into BookTube, when I first saw it, I was excited about it because I never saw a book space. And I was excited to start, but I was concerned about coming into the space because I didn't really see anybody like me. But I was like, you know what? Whatever. I'm here. Whatever. Okay. And then I I realized that I had to type in Black booktubers to find us. And even then, it only really pushed out the big ones. But even in that space, even in that search, I still had white booktubers came in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's totally true. And the longer I've been on BookTube, especially since starting my channel, the more and more I'm surprised by the number of channels I don't see. Like I really wish in their feed that there was a smaller number of people in your feed that you were subscribed to. In fact, I wish my feed was full of people that I wasn't subscribed to so that it would be easier to find new videos. Like I can click the subscription button and see all the videos from everyone I'm subscribed to. I don't need to see it on my homepage as well. Like
yeah.
I feel like that's a huge improvement that YouTube could do that would help us find more people.
Yeah, but I think it wants you to support the people, like the creators that you're subscribed to. So I get that. That's why I routinely search for like new people. Like, oh, I'm not subscribed to them. Let me go check them out. Especially newer people, especially those of color, because they tend to disappear much quicker than other people. So, I'm all about equal opportunity with support, but I do have a sweet spot for minority creators, which isn't very popular and may kind of be why, to a certain extent, my channel sometimes kind of waxes and wanes because I push certain contents towards there in the space that really doesn't. I don't think it's kind of geared towards that. But you know what? You can make it do what you do. No secret, the algorithm is ruthless. Yeah. I try not to understand it. I used to get upset when I first started the channel, and I started looking at creators, and I guess crap hit the fan with the lack of diversity. I've been on BookTube 2 years, so it was 2 years before that. So about 4 years ago, I think. And Kay could probably attest to that, about when crap hit the fan about lack of diversity. And, and I know there was some mess that happened around that time and falsenesses and stuff like that. So I started seeing those videos, and it made me kind of relax, being a little bit upset about that to a certain extent. But, you're not for people aren't for you, then, I'll let it be. So I like the people I communicate with, and others, and, whatever. That's a good space. I enjoy talking about books, no matter what they are. Hey, Elena, how are you doing? Bree Bear can't stay on too long. Just wanted to pop in and say hi. Hello. I hope that you have a good day. I don't know if you're going to be sprinting later. I'll be out, but I'll be coming back. Laura says, it is awful. I am glad it's improving. I hope it keeps improving. I think the more people that contribute to the space, I think the better it will be. One thing that I did notice, though, is TikTok. Soon as I went on TikTok, brown creators galore. I'm like, okay, this is the space where we are definitely, I feel like maybe it's my algorithm, but it is front loaded. I didn't have to search particular people. They just came straight at me. And it was the support automatically. And I don't know if it's because maybe it's such a big space. I don't know. But I had no problem finding booktubers or book talkers or whatever, or readers that look like me, or having them find me. Whereas here, I had a bigger issue. So I don't know. But there we go. Well, thank you. Much appreciated. Happy Black History Month. Thank you. So, Elena, you said there was a book you were getting, your Black History book Black History Month book from the library. What book was it? I will take a shower now. Okay, well, I'll find out later. She said she was picking up a book from the library the other day and didn't say what it was. It isn't improving for me. It doesn't matter that I post. I'm stuck at 12K. I've been stuck at 12K for 3 years. Ooh. Yeah, that sucks. You haven't grown. I have seen some creators grow and others that haven't. So I don't really know I don't know if there was like a cap. I don't know. I can't speak for it. I'm still doing the struggle bus. Oh, well, yeah. I understand. I understand, lady. Morning reading a proposal they can't refuse. Ooh, what is that proposal? It's like a romance.
Yeah.
Laura's trying to make my channel goals largely community related, though it's nice to see subscriber numbers go up. I'm trying to focus on the interaction I'm getting with you guys. I agree. I agree. That's where I decided to do my focus. Unless I'm speaking numbers with people, I try not to worry about it. I wish we could take that number off your channel so when you go in, you don't see it. I used to think that there was I used to hear from people that said they used to give you that option, but it stopped now. But yes, I believe in interacting with the people. That's my favorite part. And reading. I love my books first and foremost, y'all. Although I'm excited to get done with this chunker here. I'm reading Delicious Monsters. Have you read this? Yeah. It's a good.
I have not read that. I haven't even heard of it until you mentioned it the other day on your channel. But I mean, you know me, Courtney. I'm stuck like 100, 200 years ago. So.
There's nothing wrong with that. Nicole is a classics girl. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what you like. I'm definitely a contemporary girl. Not to say I can't read something in the past, but I'm definitely more likely to read a more current book there. Must be hard to do YouTube as a job. Who does YouTube full time? Well, who does BookTube YouTube full time? I can see some creators doing YouTube full time, but BookTube, I don't know.
There are some creators out there who do it full time, and most of them have had breakdowns in the last year or two.
Wow.
It is hard. I can't imagine like trying to come up with that amount of content that regularly, and yeah, like they have talked about how the pressure is on. They've talked about how hard it is because a lot of them were younger when they started, how hard it is to watch themselves get older on YouTube because you literally have a video record of yourself aging. And yeah, there are people who do it, but I agree with Laura. It seems really hard, especially if it's like your primary source of income and you need that money to live. I think it's different if it's like, you know, your side hustle.
You're talking about BookTube or YouTube?
BookTube.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I guess it's like actors and actresses, you know, seeing yourself age and, you know, people don't want you anymore. But, you know, those big channels that started, like, what's his name? Jack or Jake Edwards? Like, I guess he's one of the OGs. He has like,
yeah.
I haven't checked in a while, but it's like 1 million subs and all that stuff. I mean, people flock to the channel. Like every time, I think since I started BookTube, if you type in BookTube, his video is like #1 or #2, and it just keeps garnering. Like you would think that that's like the #1 video ever, you know? So, but you know what? They get paid the big bucks. You figure it out, you know, and they probably have tons of sponsorships. That's the big thing. I know Jesse on BookTube has been around a minute. And they were saying that, you know, trying to find sponsors like every month and stuff can be kind of difficult. And I don't know if they do that full time, but, you know, that could be, I mean, you know, it is what it is what you choose to do. Make it count, you know? Yeah, I couldn't imagine doing this. This is definitely a hobby. Like I wouldn't mind being monetized and just seeing what that's about, but I seriously doubt it's going to create like a significant source of income at all. Because you got to look at how many views, or is it hours? I don't think views really kind of mean anything except maybe people, just an indicator that people like you or come to you. So it's based off hours. But in reality, unless you're on 24/7, like how much money are you getting for 1,000 or 4,000 watch hours?
I don't get the impression that it's a lot. So
yeah, it can. Like I may get 4,000 watch hours in a year. Year.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. Hey, to each his own. I mean, everybody has a different goal, you know. I'm just happy people come each and every week. I'm happy for the 7 people I see in the chats here. If I sent the link to my mom, it would be 8. And there we go. Hey, Jaleesa, how you doing? Getting ready for work. See, that's trash. I don't want to do it. Don't want to do it. BookTube also love, yes, facts. Let's see. And I'm definitely not one of those. Good afternoon. Hello, Kelly. How are you doing? Jaleesa's like, yep. Most of the new booktubers I find are either through searching for the BookTube newbie tag or from recommendations within the booktubers I already follow. I rarely find new people any other way. Facts. I agree. You got to look for it, you know. Like you have MJ at Reading This Life. Her platform has grown and has been built off of new booktubers. She does a shout out, excuse me, like every other week of like 3 or 4 or whatever of them. So I found some newbers through there, but I find that's kind of where a lot of my channel waxed and waned a lot when I was reaching out to new people through that platform. It's like I would sub and then my numbers would kind of go down right after. And I was like, is it worth maybe going to flock to these or just kind of finding my own people that I want to resonate with, you know? And that's way I find that sometimes the people that I connect with the most, that I tend to communicate with the most, are the ones that I find myself, you know? So I don't know. It is what it is. Enjoy your books. That's the way I look at it. Mostly aesthetic thing. Being around in this space, there's always been discourse about how Black booktubers are overlooked or used as a token friend for some people. What y'all talking about? Go up. We just said something. Are we talking about this? What? Are we? I gained some subscribers and lost half of them when I posted this video, but I don't care. Oh my God, that is funny. Y'all. I hate TikTok, but you're correct. They sub easily. Yes, I agree. But I found a lot of really good recommendations and people that I think are really cool, but you can also find like really good. I don't know. I like the idea of space. I can easily find people. Disappointing. Yeah. Protect your psyche and enjoy your book. That's what a booktuber told me, like in my first few months when we had this first topic of discussion, and it put things into perspective. I'm really picky with who I follow. I'm on the hunt for people that aren't reading everything that's hype. I'm for all of it. To each his own. Like I don't necessarily read like what you read, Nicole, here, but you know, I enjoy the content, you know. So yeah.
Yep. That's totally me. Yeah. If I only subscribe to people who read the books that I read, I'd be subscribed to next to no one.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, there are people out there, but it's not the vast majority of people on BookTube.
Yeah. And it is nice though to have that diversity in books. You know, people that read different ones, it gives you that perspective. Like sometimes, you know, there are books that are really hyped that I'm just like, I'm not one of those people like to get on the bandwagon of books that are overhyped so much, especially if it's been hyped a while. And I'm like, I'm already behind the curve, like the ACOTAR and stuff. But I will watch people's channel. I'm looking for somebody to spoil it. I wish there were more spoiler channels. Like, tell me what happened so I don't have to read this book. I'm all for that. There's a place for that. Some people are like, channels shouldn't spoil it. No, they can. Go ahead. There's people looking for it. I'm good with that.
Yeah, I like a spoiler video if I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to finish a book. I don't know why, but like when I'm on the verge of DNFing, like you can spoil it for me. And I have had times where I've had people spoil the book and then I've finished the book because I was like, oh, okay, I want to read that. And then there's other times where I'm like, I'm definitely not finishing this. Tell me what happened.
I had someone reach out to me. There was a 4-book series that I had read, and the last book was going to come out. Definitely a rarity because you already know me and books and series and stuff. But the lady was happy she reached out and said, thank you very much for, you know, telling me, doing this big recap for the books because, of course it spoils it if you're about to go into the fourth book, then the other three are spoiled in the video. But she appreciated it because then she was like, now I don't have to go back and reread these. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah,
if I'm going to DNF a book, what I normally do is I will go through and kind of skim the rest of it. So I can't really count it as a read because I skimmed it, but I try to spool it for myself and get the highlight reel.
Yeah.
So that's another option. Unless I totally hate it, then I'm like, I'm done. Totally.
Right. Exactly.
Laura says, I will subscribe to you. Awesome. I'm just one, but looking forward to getting to know you and watch your content, if that's okay. Awesome. You don't have to ask. You can just subscribe. Go ahead. That is why I keep saying that all of those people that's to Black Booktubers after the death of George Floyd. Yep, that's around the time that BookTube imploded. And in support of Black Lives Matter actually hurt Black Booktubers. That's true. But you know what? I feel like this, though. If they didn't watch the content, did you hear about this, Nicole, what she's referring to?
I did not. No.
Okay. So apparently the whole thing imploded with BookTube where it was going on for a while that, you can just kind of see in the numbers and the disparaging between, Black booktubers and white booktubers. But I guess around the death of George Floyd and stuff, when, people were talking about Black Lives Matter, BookTube or Black booktubers started to be a lot more vocal about basically the I want to say passive racism or whatever that was involved in BookTube about, how Black content creators weren't like part of the algorithm. They weren't getting people subscribed to them and watching content. So then a lot of the booktubers around at that time started having a lot more, numbers go up, like sub to them. Like there was a big video from this one girl, Mayana Reeds. She's not a booktuber anymore. I guess she'll always be. She's like 30,000 or whatever. She quit last year. But she did a video on her channel basically calling out BookTube about the racism involved. But her numbers, like people were just flocking like in the droves, like daily, like 3,000, 4,000 to all these big Black booktuber channels to like show support, right? To say, hey, but then nobody watched their content. So they were like, it actually hurt Black booktubers in the algorithm. Okay, I wasn't around at the time. However, I feel like you weren't part of the algorithm to begin with because it also has something to do with YouTube too. But at least, I feel like at least for most of the people, I didn't hear anything about people unsubbing. They just didn't watch the content. So that kind of sucks. Yeah. But I feel like you got that support and the numbers are still there.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it does hurt that algorithm if you believe in it. I don't really, but
I mean, nobody really knows what the algorithm's made up of. So
now I feel you on that one. But I also understand the whole idea of lack of support and stuff like that. So I've kind of felt some of that since I've gotten on BookTube too, of people getting you for wanting you to subscribe for the numbers, but then you don't ever see them on their channel. So I understand that.
Well, and I also think there's a disconnect for people who watch YouTube about how your subscriber count isn't actually quite as important as the actual watch hours. So there may have been some disconnect with that in thinking that, oh, I'm supporting you by subscribing. No, you're supporting me by watching my videos and liking it and commenting it. Those are like three things that seem to count way more than actually subscribing to a channel.
Yep. And that was what the Black booktubers had an issue with, of you subbed, but you didn't watch. Yeah. However, I feel like getting that number to get to the, I don't know, I guess when you get to at least 1,000 mark, like for those that are looking at monetization, because that seems to be the big overwhelming thing I hear a lot of people talk about. Like I've seen people with 99 subscribers start talking about monetization. And I'm like, that's not always just in your hand of, hey, I want to monetize today. Right. But that seems to be that big hurdle for people that are like up there, you know, like that's not something I ever really thought about. It's brought up a lot more from other people compared to me bringing it up because, you know, I'm over that 100. Like you and I are closer to that 1,000. We're not there, but we're closer. So that's something that I guess would probably maybe be on the radar for us, hopefully at some point. But it's not like my overwhelming thing. Like my life's not going to change. I would love it, but my life's not going to change. Getting 1,000
You
subscribers.
would probably need another like 10 to 20,000 to get to that life-changing point.
Exactly. And even then, it's probably a struggle bus on BookTube. You know, we're not like people aren't checking for us like in the grand scheme. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But that's kind of that hurdle there. But I think that for if people flock into your channel to get you to 1,000, so you can at least hit a checkpoint. I think okay, I'll welcome it. You know, but I would prefer you to watch channel. But you know, if you're going to support to get me to 1,000,
Yeah.
you know, but no, but I understand people saying that, you know, watch the content. I completely agree on that one. Jaleesa said, girl, I'm trying to get through this, but we're having good, real conversations this early in the morning, girl.
I know. I'm like, people thought they were coming to read, but they were really coming for this whole conversation here.
If y'all are in the chats, y'all already know this channel has real talk. Is it popular? I don't know. But this is real talk. I talk about books, but I also talk about real life stuff. Okay. But we read too. Don't get it twisted. We work out too if I ever get out of here. I'm sitting here all sweaty, but it's gonna happen.
I know I will have to leave at like just before 11 to go to my Pilates class. So
look at you. So you convinced me the other day inadvertently to do a Pilates workout. I've been doing it all week. I do Grow with Joe. That's why I have my other computer here. I do Grow with Joe. She only has one full body, is 30-minute full body standing Pilates workout, but she only has one on her channel that's 30 minutes, and I need at least 30. So I've been doing the same workout, which I'm done with. Today's the last day. I need something new.
Yeah.
I looked at some other Pilates people, but they were boring. So I think I'm just go back to her other regular workouts.
Yeah, sounds like it. Yeah, because I remember you mentioning like earlier this week or something how you were like, I did this workout and
yeah. I don't get the burn. Like I'm not sweating and afterwards, like I want to. You know, but it's a good workout. I'm just not feeling the feels like I need. Jaleesa says someone can have thousands of subscribers and the videos barely make 500 to 1,000. Subbing without watching doesn't pan out. That's what happened. Yep. Facts. And then also, I mean, even look at truthfully, even a lot of people, and Kay could probably attest to this, right? So you have 12,000 people, right? Watch your thing, right? But yeah, you're not getting all of those views, of course. But also, when you've been around so long, there's been so many people that have left, but the accounts are still around that is not really, you know, you're never going to get that. I feel like the numbers never really equate of who actually watches your channel, of who's actually around. Like if you do the math, a good person to watch is Bookish Realm. She's been around for a minute too. And she did a video that talked about that. And of course, the, you know, the diversity issue she's talked about, but she kind of equated it well when it comes to kind of that numbers game. Good discussion videos on that channel, by the way, Bookish Realm. That's Ashley. Going to check you out. Awesome. Check out Laura. Bigger booktubers have teams, often have to diversify, so they have merged. Oh, yeah, and that's a lot. I know you've probably gotten that thing with YouTube of do the memberships. I'm just reluctant to do it. You know, the join button where somebody pays like $1.99 to $2.99. I'm just like,
that's just one more thing to do. I'm with you. Like this is a hobby. I saw one person and I thought they did this smart, and they eventually added like a link to Coffee, like the coffee website.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Because that's just one where you can just donate money. And they were like, I'm not trying to monetize my channel, do this or that. But she said because so many people had asked to support her channel, she was like, here's somewhere you can go and just donate money to me if that's what you want to do. But she was like, I'm not interested in doing a Patreon because that's like having a whole second channel of content to do.
Facts. I just, yeah. Yeah, Patreon is like the join. And I've seen people with the join button and have a Patreon. I could barely, like, I don't even know if I'm putting out a video on Saturday. I try to do one video a week and I don't even know. Like sometimes I have more. I try to dedicate it one video a week. And if I come up with something extra that I want to do, fine. But I'm not trying to make this a full job. I feel like that's kind of what I was doing like my first year. And I keep trying to streamline it more because it takes a lot of time and effort. It's like, I want to read. I don't want to be making a bunch of videos that gets 20 views. Like, you know, if I can get one video that gets 50 views, I'm happy. But that don't even mean people watched it all the way. That just means it was 30 seconds. You know, and he at least hit the like button before you leave out, you know, if you watch for a minute, you know. But yeah, it's just to each his own. I'm not trying to knock anybody that's doing whatever. To everybody has a whole different ball game. I just ain't got the time. YouTube is not going to be my primary moneymaker unless something miraculously happens. I'm keeping my job, but I devote enough time to this already. Like we're on a lot. Like I never thought I would have a hobby this engrossing. I enjoy it, and I want to continue to enjoy it.
Yes. Yes.
And then also another thing is a lot of these people have these like Patreons or have these little join membership things. But then I feel like you need to go, just like we show support for subbing to each other's channels and watching content. A lot of these people, you are members of some people's whatever, but then you are a member of theirs too. So it's kind of like a wash. And I'm just like, that's just extras on both parts. I just don't have the time. No. Hey, Kiana, by the way, I'm sorry. I really feeling uncomfortable when all they need to do is accept they are part of the problem and do better. I know I don't get it right all the time, but I feel like at least I can do is keep learning and be open to criticism so I can do a small part in breaking the cycle. Facts. I love that. I love that. And you need to apologize for other people too. That's another thing I hate when people do. Yeah. I agree. You can definitely guess that it's not. You can definitely guess what it's not made of, though. Not sure what that means. Hey, Dustin. I think channels get a lot more views from non-subscribers and subscribers. Yeah, people kind of dip in and dip out, you know. You can kind of see if you analyze your analytics. Yeah, I look at them every now and then, but it's not something I really pay that much attention to. Yeah. Real stuff. Real talk. Awesome. Hello, Mood. How are you doing? Yeah, we are way beyond supposed to be reading. Hey, Jessica, have you tried yoga with Adriene? Or are you into Pilates only? I'm assuming you're talking about me since I do the online. I checked out yoga with Adriene. I'm open. I just want a good workout that's a full body. So I'm still looking around. I'm trying to figure out if I want to continue exploring Pilates or just move back to what I know. We'll see. You want to sweat, try the Fitness Marshall. Ooh. Oh, Fitness Marshall. I remember that one. Okay. I used to do Chloe Ting and I got tired of just the aesthetic and I had to bounce. Grandchild just arrived. Be back. Awesome. Give the grandchild a hug. We're almost down to the comments. Made myself some iced coffee with creamer and no sugar. Hey, awesome. Keeping it healthy. I like it. Healthier. Willing to do certain kinds of book videos to get views. Exactly. Yes. I want to read what I want to read. If it's a popular book, great, but generally not. Patreon is a book club. Yep, there we go. And that's something that you participate in that you want to, not just for money. I agree. If you can monetize it, great. So nothing wrong with that one. Too lazy on Patreon. Thanks. There you go. Hey, Mika, how you doing? Drive through comments. Do I have some adulting to do? Yeah, I need to do some adulting fitness, and that's what I need to do. Oh, the algorithm. Yeah. Okay. Dang, algorithm. Yeah. I always thought the algorithm didn't really apply to me. For one, I'm a small booktuber. Two, I'm Black. And my aesthetic isn't the greatest, and I don't care that much. So that's kind of why I don't really worry about the algorithm. So the circles when I first got into here was all about the algorithm and analyzing analytics and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, that's too much time and effort. You ready to read, lady?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, you have to leave at 11 or right?
My class is at 11, so
Oh.
I should still be. Well, how long are you going to do the sprint for?
I was going to do 45.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we
Yeah.
got
So I'll probably have to leave like before the sprint is over, but
okay.
we'll see. If not, I'll try to at least pop back in to say bye.
Okay, that works. That works. You can always
Yeah.
just do the thing. All right, let me get to this 45 here. Why did I not queue it up all the way? There we go. Okay. I got a
But either
45.
way, thanks for having me on, Courtney. It was a lot of fun chatting.
Thank you for coming by. I know we talked forever, but I would have got to a chat by then. But anytime you want to come back on, feel free to message me. I'm on IG. Go from there. Okay, y'all, we got a sprint going on right here. And happy reading. See you. Hello, hello, hello. Back just in time. How was your reading, Miss Nicole?
It was good. It was complicated as it always is with this book.
Is that the Nat book, Nat Turner?
Yeah, so I only got 8 pages read in that time because then I had to look up 3 different things. Because the thing that I'm finding is like blowing my mind in this book is that the author, even though there's not a lot of information about Nat Turner, there
Mhm.
is some, and he seems to have used none of it in telling this story.
That's always a plus, right? You don't
Yeah, and
need
it's
to
just
really tell it. Why not?
right. And I'm like, why would you tell this story? And like, and he admits that like this story is from his imagination, but I'm like, he imagined things that I'm like, you don't even have to imagine. Like the guy had a mother and a father and grew up very close to his grandmother. He
Mhm.
wrote both the grandmother and the father out of the story.
Why? What did he say they died or what? Like what was the reason?
Grandmother, he was like, I never knew my grandmother. He had like a whole page and a half about how the guy never knew his grandmother. And
Hmm.
yet the one thing we know about him is that he grew up very close to his grandmother.
Okay.
So it's it's just one of the many things that I'm like, what? Why would you invent that? Like, yeah.
You said this was a nonfiction book, right? He was talking about.
Well, no. Okay, so this book, The Confessions of Nat
Mhm.
Turner, is a fictional account of
Mm.
Nat Turner's rebellion. Nat
Uh-huh.
Turner is a historical figure,
Yep.
um, and he has a confession that he wrote. I mean, he was a slave, so whether or not he wrote it,
Oh, okay.
um, you know, so there is a actual confession that's a public document that he wrote about his life and what led to the slave rebellion. And then there is some other historical information that is all nonfiction that we know about Nat Turner. But somehow, William Styron, the author of this book,
Mhm.
took all of that together with his imagination and wrote 400 pages about, I don't know whose life.
See, but the confession part, you said there's an actual document. I remember you talking about that.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of like a autobiographical account of like his life, right? But it's not like any particular event, like I had an affair, like that type thing.
So what it is it's the confession that his that this court assigned person wrote for him after he had already been arrested for the revolt. So
Okay.
he's in jail, locked up, waiting to go to trial and then be hanged for the revolt.
Mhm.
And somebody writes down, what he confesses. And he does
Okay.
start at the beginning of his life
Okay.
and kind of explain a little bit of his early life. So that's where most of the information that we historically know about Nat Turner comes
Mhm.
from, which people have pointed out, like how accurate is even that document? Because he's a captured slave who just held a rebellion where
Mhm.
they brutally slaughtered men, women, and children.
Mhm.
And this is all being written down and recorded by his white jailer.
Yeah, and it's not his own words because he can't read and write. I get you. Okay. I
Well,
was
he
confused about the
could read and
confession.
write. He was an educated man.
Mhm.
So he was an educated pastor. He could read,
Mhm.
he could write. He
Okay.
didn't write it down. So people are like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you really know. Okay, so the confession is his documents. I thought that was like something else salacious happened. So basically, this is his accounting of what happened of the actual document, and this book is kind of a fictional account of his life, including that.
Yes.
Okay, that
Yeah.
was what I was confused. Okay, yeah. Well, I guess he took creative license. I mean, maybe it's some sort. It enhances the plot somehow that he wrote out the people that raised him. I'm not sure. You'll get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, there will be a long video about how effective his imagination was in recounting this guy's life.
Well, hopefully it's not too off the wall, but Yeah, I appreciate
Oh,
if somebody's going to talk historical that they actually include the accurate part. Like you can do other stuff in that, but at least kind of be accurate on it, you know.
right. Like most people will flesh out the unknown. No, he was very liberal with his imagination.
Was it even in key parts? Like
Yeah,
besides just the family? Oh, okay. Wow.
yeah,
Okay, well,
yeah.
you tell it and I'm
And
gonna
like
watch
I
the
said,
video.
it's in stuff that it's like, why would you even change that? Like he has him owned by different people, and
Maybe he felt that didn't matter. I don't know. Hmm. Okay. Okay. I'll let you go. I'll let you keep at
how'd it go for you?
it. Well, of course, I did not read. I wanted to go back to this comment here. Jessica, you brought up yoga with Adrienne. I did check her out. I wanted to make sure it was the same yoga person that I saw the other day, and it was. I don't think she's for me. I'm a loud, boisterous type person. She's a little too calm, but I see how her stuff does well. Plus, I have an elbow and a wrist issue, so I can't do a lot of that yoga stuff. So by the time I keep modifying stuff, I don't get a workout. So I'm gonna write that off. However, I did check out the fitness Marshall right here. And that dude be popping that booty. I was like, yay! Called him what he called himself, the booty army. It's him and two other girls on screen, and they're doing their thing, dancing. Like I'm not into all the legit dancing because I'm uncoordinated like crazy. But it was a fun time. You can relate.
Nice.
Yeah, but it was a fun time. You definitely get your sweat, but you're doing like little routines and and I don't know. I subscribe though. I know that, so I'll check it out. I'll check it out. Maybe I'll find a workout that works for me. But I saw him like it was like 20 seconds. I was like, subscribe. So I'm gonna get to him. I'm gonna get to it. Thank you for the recommendation. Okay, so Dustin says spring and summer's coming and push mowing can be relaxing exercise. I agree. I agree. Put on your earbuds if you want to read a book. I have done plenty of yard work utilizing audiobooks. It makes it goes quicker. Although sometimes my husband's like, why are you just, I said husbands, like I have multiple. Sometimes my husband is standing there like, why are you looking into space? I'm like, hold up, they just said something poignant. You had to stop all of your activity, be like,
Yeah.
oh man, funny. What time do you have to jet? Do you have to jet out soon?
You know what? Amongst one of the many distractions I had during that, my son ended up texting me, and I ended up having to miss my class because he needed me to stay here to pass on some papers for him. And then, don't you know, he's like, "Oh, the guy should be there anytime in the next hour." Well, he came 20 minutes ago, so I could have still made my class.
Oh no. Okay, well
So,
maybe you can do some Pilates and yoga
yeah,
and stuff while you're there.
yeah,
Read
yeah.
your book, stretch your toes.
Yep, yep, yeah. On the next sprint, I'm gonna listen to my audiobook of Black Hawk Down and walk around, get some exercise in.
Yeah, I hate when you miss your stuff because of other people. I don't mind if it's because of me, but other people make you miss it. Like, darn.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Dustin just started a new horror novel, Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky. Ooh, sounds scary. How is that? Are you liking it? Donna says, gotta go get ready for sprints. Hope you have a nice sprinting session. Thank you very much. We have one more sprint. I'm gonna do we'll do a 45. I'm gonna read for like 15 and then I'm gonna go get dressed and take a shower. I want to get some reading in, but I gotta jet out like by 12:30. So I want to make sure I get some reading done. Hello. Hi, Adrienne. How are you doing, Miss Lady? What's going on? Got to page 103. Thank you next by Andy Christopher. How are you enjoying Thank You Next? Isn't that a Taylor Swift song? Something? That's a song.
The title does sound familiar.
No, I think it's Ariana Grande. Not that I'm a fan. I just think, yeah, I think that's her. Yeah. 40 pages. Awesome. That is progress. I like that. That book is on my TBR. Is that for Thank You Next? Hopefully you enjoyed it. William Styron was a white man side-eye. Oh, I think she's talking about your book.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of reasons to side eye. In fact, the book that I got because I got this book is a book called 10 Black Writers Respond to His Book. And it came out 2 years after he published this. So this was not a recent controversy. Like this has been going on since the 60s, people being like, what did you just write?
Girl, you need to get that book. Do a whole vlog on all the mess.
Oh, yeah. There will be.
I like how in depth you are into that. That's really cool. Kiana says the neighbor gave her some cupcakes. How well do you know this neighbor? I think gone are the days where you move in, which I don't know if you're new or if this is just some random, but gone are the days where you move in and they show up, here's a casserole, at least in my neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Somebody brought
No, I agree. It's not that common.
Yeah.
But you know what, Courtney? I have a funny story about that. In college, I had one professor that invited us over to his house for dinner as our last class. And it was like a class of like 12 people. So we were all like, oh, that's really nice. We got there and it was fall and we were eating outside. And he had this beautiful spread of food for us. And he was serving a spanakopita. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's a Greek dish.
Yeah, Greek dish. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And so he had like, a whole tray of that for us. And we were eating, we were looking like, oh, is there going to be enough left? And he was like, oh, don't worry, I have more. And we were like, oh, okay. So he went inside and he brought out some more. And we're like, oh, okay, yeah, there's plenty for you. And he was like, oh, don't worry, I have my own dish. And he brought out this one little single serving of lasagna just for himself. And me and my best friend, we were both like,
so he has lasagna, y'all get spanakopita.
Yeah, we sat there and we watched people eat for like 10 minutes because we were like, this is a little strange because there's still plenty of food that we were eating left. And we were like, why would you serve us something you can't eat?
What was his reasoning? Why did he have a whole separate dish?
He didn't say. He never said. And we mentioned it, and he just kind of glossed over it and kept going.
I would get out of there. I would get out of there really quickly and make sure you go with a buddy.
Yep, I was there with a buddy. We knew where all the exits were, and we were waiting. We were like, okay.
That's why whenever I go somewhere, I always do like a screenshot and tell my husband where I'm going, who I'm with. And I used to do that with friends. Like even when I was single and I would go out with people, I would text my mom or my sister, hey, I'm with such and such. I left at such and such time, and this is where we're going. Yeah, that is very strange. Kiana, don't feed your kid those cupcakes. We'll see what's up. I don't know. Give me more details. I need more details about these cupcakes and this neighbor. Now I'm invested. I want to know. Let me know. Very nice. I mean, it is nice, just odd, I don't know. It depends on the circumstances. Okay, it is Ariana Grande song, Romance. This lady is trying to figure out why her exes get married after dating her. That's a movie with, was it Bradley Cooper and who's that? Jessica Alba. Yeah, Jessica Alba. Oh my gosh. She did this interview a while back where she said, this was years ago. I still remember it because it rubbed me the wrong way and I stopped liking her after, where she said she was curvy. I was like, where? Anyway, that's another story. Maybe for Hollywood, but anyway. Kiana says, I'm a big ball of random, in case you haven't noticed. Kiana says, I know her pretty well. She's not a new neighbor. She's clean. Oh, okay. You're good. Okay. All right. Sometimes neighbors do that. I had a neighbor next door to me that bought us, you have those home chef meal things. She bought us a kit one day. We've been staying next door for like 3 or 4 years. And one day she just randomly bought us a kit for it. And she was like, I had an extra one. Would you like it? Home chef. And then here's a coupon. She said she wasn't an affiliate, but it was just odd. I was like, well, thank you. I never tried it. The meal was good. And then the next week I went to work and then my husband texted me and said, hey, Amy brought over a whole meal. She cooked it already and she brought it for me. She thought you might be hungry because she saw my car wasn't there, and so she knew I was probably at work. And I'm like, hold up, hold up. I'll feed my man.
Right. Like, why would that all of a sudden just pop into her head? Like, all these times that you've gone to work, but this day your husband might be hungry.
Girl, that was weird. I thought it was weird and weird
Yeah.
again. She was nice. I don't know what the.
Oh, you know what? I have to take this. This is my work calling.
Oh, go right ahead. Oh. He's laughing. I don't blame you. Oh man. It's a movie. Good luck. You know all the stuff. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. And that was a good movie too, right? I enjoyed it. She said her daughter is practicing her baking. The daughter works in the leasing office. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, that's very nice. Say thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. Yeah, sometimes you gotta, be side eye and think about some stuff. But that one I would probably trust. So okay. So y'all, let's get to some reading, okay? Hey Coda, how you doing, Mr. Man? Hello, hello, hello. Nicole shall be back shortly. We're going to get to the last sprint. We've been doing more talking than not, but good conversations early in the morning. I appreciate it. Whew, I'm starting to sweat, y'all, now. You know how I start to sweat about a good 10 minutes after my workout is when I get the best sweat of the morning. Whew. What are y'all talking about? Well, we were talking about BookTube earlier. We were just talking about the difference in subscribership amongst like different demographics in BookTube or whatnot. Good morning, Coda. Morning, Jaleesa. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And we were also, you were here for that conversation. And we were also talking about Nicole is reading the Nat Turner, a book called The Confessions of Nat Turner, which is a fiction book based off of of course, nonfiction or a real character person. And anyway, the author apparently utilized this historical document or historical event, but changed a lot of details in his historical fiction book, which is odd, like things that should not need to be changed. So we're looking forward to Nicole's video where she dives into it. All right, y'all, let's get to this last sprint right here, right here, right here. Okay, y'all, 45 minutes. I'm going to do some reading and then go take a shower. So happy reading. See you in 45. Last sprint. Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing? How did your reading go? I forgot to put that was the last sprint on the thing, but whatever.
We'll all figure it out.
There you go. How did your reading go?
Oh, I forgot to switch books, so I came back for more.
How far are you into it?
About halfway through. So
Oh,
yeah, I read another 10 pages, and I now think he has taken a Christian preacher who was part of the Underground Railroad and made him into a person with let's say who's trying to take advantage of Nat sexually. These are the kind of changes he makes in this book, and I'm like,
was this book on his bestsellers list by any chance?
yes.
Maybe that's why
Booksellers
he's trying to
list,
get attention and sell books.
book of the month, and I believe won the Pulitzer Prize.
Wow. Huh. Well, you got to think about who is voting for that Pulitzer Prize. But yeah. Nicole is flabbergasted. You're like, ah.
I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do a review of this book. Like, it's going to be, where do I start? I don't know what to say.
you're like settling, y'all. This is going to be a minute.
Yeah. How did it go for you? You got yourself all together?
See, maybe he's banking on people not really doing their history and stuff, you know, and knowing exactly what happened. So in that case, then you just take it for what it is, you know. But I would think that if you're reading a book like that you're probably very vested in history and would have known things. But
well, you know, and interestingly, apparently Nat Turner had fallen out of being well known in history at the time, and so he did write it, and it did get a lot of people more interested in Nat Turner. But I'm like, but in what way? Like the characterization he has of this guy is
the preacher.
I don't know. Yeah. It's just going to be one of those, at the end of the day, you're going to have to ask yourself, like, what responsibility does an author of fiction have in regards to sticking to historical truth?
I mean, truthfully, if it's a work of fiction, he can do what he wants. Because think about this, right? You have those movie adaptations of books and they leave out stuff or they make something else and all this other stuff. You have creative license, you know? So I think like, and it's not like he had to pay for the rights. You know how when there's a movie, they have to pay for the rights? I don't think he even has to pay for rights in order to write the book, you know?
Yeah. But I think it does raise the question, like, if this is an actual historical person, right? Because this is somebody's like great grandparent.
Yeah.
Right. So like at some point, you know, with the stuff that we do know about a person, like, do you really have the right to say, and especially if you're not advertising it as like an alternative fiction, right?
Yeah.
But you're putting it out there as like, I'm telling you about this person's life. Like, how close to the truth do you have to stay? Like, I think that's, you know, are there limits to creative license? I think that's the real question that this book ultimately ends up bringing up.
That sounds like a video that you could explore, girl.
Yep.
I never thought about that type stuff. So you gave me food for thought. You wonder why I'm moisturizing this, because I'm running low on time. I took a shower. I managed to read and take a shower and put in my contacts, and I'm moisturizing just a little bit. Can't be in these streets ashy, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Which is funny, because in this book that I'm reading, the first time the girl meets the guy, he's ashy, and she says how he's ashy, and she says his lips have never known chapstick. And I'm like, and I think she kind of likes him now. I'm like, okay. I guess
over that, I guess.
Dudes are where it's at. Oh, it's funny. Well, I'm curious of how this novel ends for you and what you're going to say. It'll be a very interesting project.
It is. It is.
Let's see. He says that's how they poison people back in the day. Oh, yeah, with the cupcakes. That's true. You want to get rid of some folks you don't want in the neighborhood? Be like, hey, welcome to the neighborhood. Here's a casserole.
I have to bring those food testers back.
That is true. That's true. Jaleesa says, good morning to Coda. Morning, morning. Jaleesa says, I'll have to listen to the replay when I get in the office. Awesome. I think she was talking about the Nat Turner. Well, Nicole's going to do a really in-depth video, so you can check that out too. Yes, tell us your name.
My channel name is Noteworthy Fiction.
You can put it in the chats if you're around somewhere to type.
I will do that.
Did we ever do an official introduction? I think we just was like, hey, Nicole, and start talking.
I think we did like super late in.
Oh, okay.
Okay, sorry. I'm trying to figure out where I chat on Restream. I've never used Restream before. So I'm like,
not on Restream. You just go into YouTube.
Okay. Because I was like, I'm not seeing it on there. Okay, I will put it in YouTube.
Jaleesa says, I finally made it to the office. Nicole has decided to ditch Pilates, not through her own fault, though.
And in all honesty, not my son's either. He is in the process of joining the National Guard.
Ooh.
And so somebody had to come and pick up some paperwork, and this was when it worked for them.
Go Guard. As a veteran of the United States military, I salute him for wanting to serve. That's an awesome move. It has definitely made a difference in my life. Not for everybody, but for those that are choosing, I appreciate it.
Yep, he's in it to win it. He will be attending Virginia Military Institute this fall.
Oh, okay. Okay, so he's in it. There we go. Good things, good things. Let's see. Hey, Kiana. Page 148, 50%. Awesome. Okay, halfway there. That's what I'm talking about. Halfway. You're getting there. You're getting there. Okay. Jessica slept for an hour and a half. It's going to be a long day. Facts. Actually, today will be a great day for me to write. Every time I'm tired and fuzzy and a bit crazy, I get the best writing done. But then I have books I need to read. Yeah, you got to do the toss up and balance which one you want to do. Why not a little bit of both? Coda, I own the Underground Railroad. It's sitting right here because y'all know I stalk Nicole's TV around. I don't know if I'll get to it now, if I would have recognized the inaccuracy on my own. There we go. What is that? Colston Whitehead. Okay. All right. That's fiction, right?
Yeah, this is fiction. And This is good. I mean, he does, a third person narrator, and he touches on some incidences. I mean, if you read historical fiction, you've always got to take it with a grain of salt. My son is huge into history, and he can't stand historical fiction because he's like, it's never what actually happened. But usually it's pretty close. Mm-hmm. Colson Whitehead, same thing. I'd still take a grain of salt. And if you really want to know if these things actually happen, maybe do some research. But I would say that one is probably a little closer to the truth than this one. I mean, William Styron spends a lot of time talking about what it is like to be a Black person.
And moving on.
Okay. I'm not commenting on that. I'm just putting that out there in the universe.
Okay. Wow. Okay. I'm interested with your thoughts. This isn't a book that probably would have been on my radar. I'm not a huge person into historical fiction. I do some nonfiction every now and then, but I'm always curious of what people are going to say about stuff. So I'm curious about this book for you to read it and tell me about it. This is Nicole's channel right here. Make sure y'all take a look and subscribe. Very thoughtful insight. You can hear me
rant one day about this book.
There we go. That would have been like a good buddy read or something, or like a group discussion book.
Yeah.
I thought it was Railroad you were talking about. Oh yeah, she's reading The Confessions of Nat Turner. Both books worth reading though.
Mhm.
And moving on. Yeah, we can delve into that all day. Okay. Okay, y'all. I didn't put on there, but that was indeed the last sprint. So I appreciate y'all taking some time to spend time with us this morning, going through all the chaos that is tangible reads and coming back each and every week. um, let's see. Do you have any videos coming out like this week?
I do. I have a read along video announcement coming out tomorrow. So that's super exciting for stuff going on in March. Yep. And then I am going to be sprinting really late tonight because all the peoples will be gone. So
That's the best time, right? I love that. Time to yourself. Well, as for me, I don't know if I get a chance after my errands. I may film something for video for tomorrow. If not, then no. I'm going to play the rest of my content for the next week and a half by ear because I am going out of town and I'm busy. And then I work the entire weekend. So when I do that, then all I do is read. But Tuesday, if you're normally here on Tuesdays, 11 a.m. EST is when I sprint every Tuesday. However, I'm sorry, 10 a.m. I backed it up because I need to start getting up earlier. However, since I'm out of town, definitely will not be doing Tuesday. However, I do have Thursday scheduled at 5:30 p.m. EST. Hopefully I make it. If I don't, I will post a note. And that's it. That's all I really got right now. That's all I got. Thank you all for coming. Much appreciated. Have a good weekend. It's been a good time. What's this message? Coda says, trying to come up with a nickname for Nicole. So in both of my Nicoles. Oh yeah, Dusty Book Sniffers. In the chats, people will know who I mean. I'm leaning towards Nowo. What do you think of Nowo?
I don't know. People also call me Nikki, but then I also know there's Nikki novels. So
you can.
I don't know what.
I mean, if you want to like be accurate, you can always just do add noteworthy fiction, like type out the name each time, but that might be a chore. So figure it out. I'm sure they'll figure out who you're referring to and who you're not referring to based off context. So, but keep up with it. Oh yeah, let me get out of here. Okay, I got 30 minutes.
All right.